a personal finance director at Morningstar. And Morningstar is full of information, full of ETF, fund, and stock information, as well as helpful advice for the personal investor, the individual investor. Let's get right into some questions. Okay, when I buy even an ETF and it's zero fees, is there a hidden fee that the prospectus allows these companies to take out? Maybe a fee for buying the stock. They're paying top dollar, or they're taking a margin when they bring companies in and out. Tell me what goes on behind the scenes.
So fund expense ratios are a pretty good descriptor of what you pay for that fund. I think rather than focusing on ferreting out hidden fees, it's better as an investor to think about costs that you might be paying somewhere else in your portfolio. So one of the reasons that we've seen firms drop their fees on the core index products to zero is that they know, well, if I'm in the store and I need my milk and the price is really low or even zero on the milk, they know I'm going to pass some other stuff on the way to buying that zero cost product. So a common place would be in the cash accounts that sit alongside the brokerage account. Oftentimes the yields are really paltry. That's because the firm is extracting a hefty fee to manage those cash accounts. In other cases, it may be simply that the firm knows that, well, maybe I'm sold on index fund management for my equity portfolio, but maybe I'm not so sold when it comes to international equities. Maybe I'll buy an active fund from them, or maybe I'll buy an active bond fund from them. So take a look at where else you're paying for your fund expense ratios. Chances are it's in some other part of your portfolio.
Okay, very interesting. I have to ask, what are you seeing in terms of interest out there? What's the next hot ETF area with all of these growth areas?
Well, it's interesting when we look at flows into ETFs, the assets are all going to the very vanilla products. So the total US market index, total bond market index, total international index, that's what investors and advisors are buying. One area that we're monitoring really closely at Morningstar, because we do sense that there's some interest and the flows have been showing it, is in the environmental social governance space, the ESG space. We have been seeing significant inflows into those products. There's some indication that younger investors in particular are concerned with making sure that the companies that they're investing in are sustainable. And Morningstar's research has also been pointing to the connection between sustainability and risk. So if a company is more mindful of how it's managing its business with an eye towards serving not just its corporate shareholders, but its employees, the earth, all these other constituencies, that helps remove risk from that company's profile. So we expect to see that area grow. Europe is ahead of the US in terms of favoring ESG. That's been a phenomenon there for a while. We think that will carry over to the US as well. So we're monitoring that closely. We've got a team devoted to ESG issues because we see it as a growing area of emphasis for us.
That's fascinating. So environmentally sustainable.
Environmental, social, and governance. So environmental means just what it would say. Yeah.
Make sure we defined it, and I didn't even have the definition right. Okay.
It's something to watch. Another thing that we've been watching is more and more fund flows appear to be driven by professional investors, whether advisors or institutional investors. So when we look at fund flows, we've been kind of scratching our heads in the past couple of years. We've been seeing flows go to bonds, actually, instead of equities, even though equities have been tremendous performers. And so I think the takeaway from that is that that's professional money management, guiding allocations, doing rebalancing away from equities, which have performed so well. So that's another thing that we've been watching, this myth of the individual investor making dumb mistakes. We don't really see it when we look at fund flows. They've been taking chips off the table in equities.
Ah, interesting. Christine Benz, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, here at the Money Show 2020 in Orlando.